Hani Mahmoud joining us from Gaza City. Hani, tell us about the impact the expansion of that yellow line is having, and just how much is this threatening the sustainability of the ceasefire?
Well, Doreen, the yellow line by itself, not only it's dividing the Gaza Strip into two halves, one controlled by the Israeli military and the rest, which is less than 50% of the total area, where everybody is cramped here toward the western part of the Strip. Some here in Gaza City, other in the central area. The remaining are in the mass evacuation zone. So it's not just dividing the area, but also subjecting many of the areas that are adjacent to the yellow line into relentless heavy machine guns and the drones that keep patrolling these areas and threatening people's safety and security, particularly those who had returned to their homes close to these areas. They've been in displacement sites for over 2 years and they're tired of this. And as soon as they walk back to or return to their homes, they are faced with a new challenge, the lack of safety, where elsewhere else across the Strip there's nowhere left for them to evacuate to or to be displaced or to seek safety into. The yellow line and its expansion right now by the Israeli military just pushed 300 meters past the already marked yellow line, causing more of the psychological and the humanitarian challenges on the ground. Psychological, it's very deep, very severe, a constant reminder of how fragile this ceasefire is. And in terms of humanitarian consequences, it's already pushing people for displacement and cutting off critical access to supplies across the Strip.
Right, and with the borders and the crossings all still controlled by Israel, how dire are the living conditions on the ground, Hani, with aid and basic supplies also trickling in?
Still very challenging on the ground here, and it takes really long time to find essentials across the Strip here. Any of the market streets here are filled with non-essentials, while hospitals are left without any medical supplies. People in their displacement sites are left without basic necessities, let alone supplies to keep them warm during the winter season. So all of this is missing, while at the same time we're seeing commercial trucks getting in from Israeli-controlled borders. And by the way, so far it's only one crossing that is operational. This is Karmel Busalim, and only trickle amount of aid and commercial trucks are being allowed in. The other announced to reopen crossing in the northern part of the Strip. It only opened for a few hours to allow the entry of stranded commercial trucks on the other side of the borders, and as of this moment it hasn't officially opened. The alternative to humanitarian aid is the Israeli military new illegal system arrangement that forces business owners and traders here to pay illegal sum of money in order to allow the commercial trucks to get in. They call it commercial coordination, but what we see on the ground is it leads to the soaring of the prices that's making it very difficult for people here to purchase and to meet their growing needs on the ground.
Hani, thank you so much for that reporting from Gaza City.